Good morning. I'll now call the Facilities Master Plan Committee to order. Please take the roll.
Karen McBride,
Here.
Manny Clark,
Here.
Sheila Eubanks,
Here.
Stephen Hardwick,
Here.
Madison Hughes. Here. Thomas Knesman,
Here.
Freddie Martin King, Steve McKee, Medina Cortez, Jawanza Moore, Carl Moore Jr., Safi Miyoki, Hafsa Musa,
Here.
Delina Scales,
Here.
Julia Lynn Walker,
Here.
Cecily Wade-Jama, James White,
Here.
Tiffany White. Uniform.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the 12/10/21, the 11/18/21, the 6/30/21, and the 5/26/21 meetings?
So moved.
Without objection, the meeting minutes are approved. So in front of you, we have the work product from this group. I'm not going to read verbatim everything that we recommended, just want to touch some of the highlights. You know, the facility master plan process has shown the City of Columbus has too many schools to support the current student population. Currently, the individual facility student population does not meet the current OFCC requirements for funding, and Columbus City School students' voice has expressed a need to improve facilities that support the 6 attributes of a portrait of a graduate. And what we voted on, what we recommended last meeting was 6 new high schools with a population of over 1,200 students, 6 new middle schools with a population of over 800 students, and 7 new elementary schools with a population of over 600 students. And then on the back, you know, that was the recommendation. On the back, we said, hey, that's what we're recommending, but here go all these other things that are really important to us as community volunteers that need to be incorporated into the planning process. So we're making the recommendation. The front was what we were called to do, and the back was what's so important about being a community volunteer, saying, hey, this is also important to us. So with that being said, is there a motion to approve the recommendation to the Board of Education as stated here?
So moved.
So moved is,
Julia Lynn Walker.
and second,
Delina Scales.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So I could tell you that this group here that's sitting here has been the constant all the way through. And as a community volunteer, someone who cares about our community, cares about students, and cares about the future of a city, I want to thank you, all of you. There's a human talent of disagreeing without being disagreeable, and the strength in doing that is the most powerful part of humanity. Of course, together then we come up with things that we couldn't come up with on our own. And I just wanted to thank you. That, you know, the thing that made me feel good about coming here this morning is I knew that I'd see the faces of the people that are committed. And my only hope is that other people become as committed, because for us to grow and sustain growth, we need to develop leaders. And for us to develop leaders, we need to have a very vibrant K through 12 public school system. And that's why I'm here. And I understand that. So I just, as a chair, I'm telling you, and as a human and professional, thank you very much. So without objection, the meeting is adjourned.
Can I say something?
Oh, yeah.
I do wanna say, this has been a learning experience for me. And what is submitted to the board, I'm hoping that it reflects what my understanding of the vote is. And that is the number of schools and the type of schools that we want. That in this vote, nowhere does it state, or are we voting on locations of these schools? Is that
Right.
correct
Yeah.
for me to?
I mean, just think about the announcement yesterday with Intel, right? And just, I mean, only because it's in my business, I knew that was happening, right? I mean, and I think I mentioned, like, I didn't know for sure, but, you know, I said, hey, look, this city's gonna continue to grow. And we wanna grow, right? We wanna grow healthy. And I think, you know, to me, and that's what, you know, with a master plan, the way I described, and I don't know if you were at this meeting, we built the Easton, the original phase of Easton, where you had the station building that looks like an old trade station with the two parking garages. And they always had the second phase, you know, they always knew they had multiple phases, right? Well, the last district that's there right now with RH and, you know, all those garages and office buildings, that's called the urban district. That was never even planned. You know, so even though they had a master plan when they were gonna build Easton, right? They bought all this land. When we first started, that wasn't part of the plan. But what happened was the economy changed, things evolved, the need for residential inside communities like that became important. So, you know, what we're doing is, like, we're at 10,000 feet, you know, with basic fundamental principles on what we want the district to consider. But there's a lot more work when they go to that first phase. And I could tell you professionals, you know, like it, you know, like what planners, what they'll do is they'll take this and then they're gonna have the most current condition that exists in the community, right? And then take that and use that as guiding principles to step forward. Because I don't think those back things that we put on there, those are constants. Those, you know, those are just community challenges that we're saying, we want that to be considered. And then they're gonna have to take that into consideration too, you know? So, you know, to me, I'm optimistic.
And that was one of the concerns with the parents being, that I've come into contact with, as chair of Marion Franklin Civic and a newly voted Far South Area Commissioner. We mentioned many times that we wanted to be taken into consideration the affordable housing growth in this area because we don't have the density. A lot of it will, okay. So that's why I wanted to make that point.
Yeah, very good.
And
very
for
good.
people to understand,
Yeah.
this vote is only for the number of new schools that we see needed now. Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
And I feel good with my decision.
Yeah.
But I wanted that to be clarified.
Yeah, I think, you know, to me, yes. And, you know, there's a lot more, you know, the heavy lifting and the heavy work is still in front.
Still
You know what I mean?
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. But thank you, thanks for your comment. All right. So, without objection, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, Chair.
All righty, bye-bye.